100% healthy before we go full go?
Well, I mean, he needs work as much as anybody. So we can't, when he's healthy, he needs to be out there, and he will be. So we're just trying to make sure we don't injure our players, get them healthy. We got 2 weeks a little over 2 weeks to get ready to play a real game, and we're going to need him, on the field, or he's not going to feel comfortable and be able to play like he wants to play unless you're out there taking reps. But he's done a great job in the film room and studies hard, so conceptually he picks things up well. But just understanding field space, it becomes you want to be reactive when you don't want to think when the game's being played. We have too many guys still thinking. Communication isn't what it needs to be. And if you're not sure of yourself, it's hard to communicate the right details of each particular coverage. So there's a lot that goes into it, and we still got a long way to go.
What are you seeing out of Tatum and Perkins so far?
Oh, Perk has been, you can tell he's much further ahead just because of the spring. Ron got a late start getting here in July. But it's coming on. You can see his talents are his abilities are starting to show through this second week. The first week he was a little bit, out of place, but you see it coming together for him. You see him starting to piece some plays together, and that's what happens with all young players. The light, it's flickering, but it's not there yet. But he's working hard, and you can see progress. So I think his upside is tremendous, and he's just got to keep fighting and work on the details of. Got a good mature group. It's probably our most mature group across the board is that the D-line group, and they've done a good job trying to harness some of these young guys and get them to play the right way.
You talked about Buki. What role did Kenneth Murray and what role did Caleb Kelly, succeeding as freshman, play into your confidence to start him at nickel or play him a bunch?
Oh, none of that. Just his abilities in the spring. I think you can see his confidence, his ability to see the field. He's a natural playmaker. The game comes pretty natural to him, but there's still a lot of learning. He would be the first one to tell you that. Excuse me. But he just has a unique feel on the field. So he's a guy that. He understands the defense once you explain it to him, and his vision, kind of picks. He's one of those guys, if you got to coach a football player every step on the field, he's not going to be a very good football player. You explain, you detail out his assignment, you tell him, this is how we look, but it becomes body and mind recognition so you can see things. So the more you see things, the more reactive, the faster you play. It all goes together. So that's the only thing really he's missing right now, and his body memorization of how these plays go and what you see and how you see it.
You talked a lot about guys that play multiple positions in the secondary. How comfortable is that for you as a play caller, knowing that now you have guys that can play safety, play corner, that can cover multiple positions?
Well, there's certain guys that give us some flexibility. Ryan Jones has come in and done some good things, very athletic. Outside backer, so he can do a lot of different things. So, being able to mix and match our fronts and coverages and our defense together, I think the more pieces you have like that, and Buki give you more flexibility in play calling.
You see Ruffin and you see Calvin work together. Can you talk about just the mentorship Ruffin has had toward Calvin through both years?
Well, they just, they work hard, and, Calvin's done, he's come on and he's really done a nice job, and Ruff, so they work in tandem, and have really developed our defensive line.
And can you see Calvin just learning from Ruffin with what just a veteran coach like that? Just
yeah, he knows how to. Yeah, he's a great mentor to him, but like there's other people too that have mentored him and have helped him along the way. I commented on that. So, but Ruffin's done. They're great friends, and Ruffin's been around a long time, so he knows defensive line play.
From this time a year ago, what's been the biggest jump you've seen from Kenneth Murray?
Just consistency. He sees things better, and he sees his mistakes instantly. He sees the plays better, and when he's out of position, he knows exactly why he's out of position. So he's just more reactive, just from playing and understanding, defense better and offenses.
Yeah, and has it been good to see him step up as a vocal leader, be a guy that's correcting people doing certain things?
Well, he's a great person. He's a great teammate, and he tries to do everything right, and that's how he leads. I mean, he's not perfect. Nobody is out here. We all make mistakes, but he's very conscientious. He tries to be a good teammate to everybody on this team. And again, that's how he leads. He leads by example, and then he could be a vocal leader when he needs to. But he tries to do everything right and do everything we ask of him. That's all you can ask of a player.
Mike, we were asking Addison Gums about the redshirt rule because last year he appeared in 4 games and he'd fall under it. He just kind of grinned and he thought it was funny. Is that indicative of his?
I don't know. I hope they maybe grandfather back in or something. We'll see, down the road. I don't know if that's even possible. He'd be a great candidate, a guy that played in, 3 games maybe a year ago. I think it's sad if they're going to do it now, why they wouldn't go back a year or 2 and let these kids that wasted a year at the end get their year back. So, we'll see. I don't know where people are. I've asked that question. Doesn't look good one way or another, but, it's something that hopefully we can look into down the road.
He kind of just grinned about it. Is that indicative? Is he a roll with the punches type guy?
Yeah, he's Addison's improved. I think the limited amounts of reps he had a year ago should help him play a little bit better this year.
How close are him and Mark close?
Yeah, they're close. There's nobody that's really separated themselves out there, so that position is still very much up for grabs.
You mentioned that too. That without Obo, that I think you used the word you might do it differently. Can you?
It's different. We used Obo differently. He's unique rush talent, so we build our defense around him. Let him do some things we don't let other people do, and those things, I'm not going to get into those dynamics, but we just played him differently because he was a great playmaker.
Is it something where it could be you might play both those guys more this year, like they could share that position almost?
Sure.
Just as a whole, were you pleased with how things went on Monday at the scrimmage?
Oh, it was, the first series wasn't very good, but after that we kind of settled in and had some good stops. But again, we got a lot to do here.
Did you
over
take
the next
anything
2
out of
weeks.
a first scrimmage?
No, you're just looking at the big picture. The hard part is that we're playing so many guys right now. Just because of camp, we're going 2 and 3 deep. It's a lot like spring, so it'll settle down here after this week, Saturday, and we'll get into isolating the reps with the guys that are going to be looking at it. We're looking at 50 guys now. We'll be looking at 15 to 20 come next Monday when we start back zeroing in on game plans.
We got to wrap up here.
Motley, Norwood, Brown, are they having the kind of camp you'd expect?
They're all improved players. Still have to continue to work hard to get more consistency, but you can tell the experience helped them a year ago for sure.